Welcome to Gamescom. We're here checking out Painkiller from Nordic Games, and I'm here with Philip, who's going to answer some questions while we watch some gameplay that sees a very familiar weapon to start with.
Yeah, definitely. That's the stake gun, an all-time favorite.
It is. It was my first experience with the original Painkiller, was just pinning things to the wall and just kind of going, this is one of the most amazing games I've ever played in my life.
That's very nice of you to say. And that's exactly the way how we feel about it. And that's why we thought we took a look at the former Painkillers that have been released during the last years. And we thought, nah, this deserves better. And here we are.
Okay, so Painkiller Hell and Damnation sees the main character from the original Painkiller coming back. So this is kind of is it a re-envisioning?
Yeah, that's a very nice word, actually. Yeah, it's kind of a re-envisioning, because we take, in our opinion, and also the opinion of most of our fans, we take the two most kick-ass Painkillers, which are the original Painkiller from 2004 and its add-on Battle Out of Hell.
Yeah.
And we basically juggled together something. We're trying to make the best out of it in a new way, based on a new engine, new enemies, and we put a lot of emphasis on the multiplayer aspect of the game.
Yeah, because you can play through the single-player campaign in co-op, can't you?
That is correct.
So I have to ask, I'm seeing him go through this level, and this looks very familiar. Are the levels the same layout as before, or have you tweaked some?
Well, the basic layouts, they are based on the same, settings that we know from Painkiller Black Edition, and but like all the assets have been recreated, so it looks different, and also we changed of course the enemy approaches in a way. Of course, there are still you still get locked in certain areas and enemies are approaching, but it's not like it will feel different, definitely. But of course, yeah, the level in general, they will find, the old Painkiller fans will find similarities, or like big similarities here.
You said that you moved the spawns, was it?
Yeah, some enemy encounters we moved or changed, or did in a different way, or even changed the enemy type.
Is that to catch players by surprise?
Yeah, probably for old fans. Yeah, if they have like their routine, like the guys that make the quick playthroughs. Yeah, they have their routines. Yeah, they would definitely see it as a big surprise. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm seeing some weapons that we've seen before, but are there any new ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, this. So
yeah,
do you want to
this one you're seeing right now? This one you're seeing right now is the Soul Catcher. Players of the closed beta will know it already. It's what shall I say? A pretty standard weapon. You can get it anywhere. It shoots razor blades and catches souls with its secondary, with its alternate fire. So.
I think I saw one of these on eBay.
Yeah.
So they're very common then?
Very common, absolutely.
Fair enough. So you've gone back to the original Painkiller to try and bring back the series to awesome roots, so to say. Is there, what kind of feedback have you gotten so far? Because it's in beta. What's the feedback so far? Do people love it? Do they want some things tweaked?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, at this point, I'd like to give a big, fucking huge shout out to the community and all the beta testers that give us not only great feedback, but also feedback that is really partly very detailed, very focused, especially in terms of movement, what should be done, etc. So this is also for us a great way of creating a game, basically. In the beta, however, we show very limited. We show a very limited amount of the game, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
So here, what you're seeing here, the opera level, it's not in the beta. But for the beta, we basically use it to improve especially the aspects of the multiplayer part. And we had, as I said before, a lot of great feedback, especially from several, let's say, semi or even professional gamers. Yeah, this one, that's a very nice one. That's a clown.
That was a terrifying mob right there.
Yeah, they got nice little noses, like Pinocchio.
That's horrifying. So you were mentioning that you got fantastic feedback from your community. You were saying that's a great thing. I have to admit, I agree with that one, because it must be kind of irritating when you say, hey, test out this for us, and then they come back and they just like, I didn't like it. It's like, well, that's not helpful. So
Exactly. So
Okay.
we're really getting great feedback, which is not only this is shit or this is great, but also the reasoning behind it, which gives us a lot of space to explore and develop and improve. In fact, because the other way would be don't put a beta out and just throw the finished game to the community, and that's one thing we really want to avoid with that one, because we want to make this one a really
Well,
a game for several months or years to play.
I'm gonna say that if you don't get any feedback from it and you just release it, you might end up with one of the other painkillers that we're not going to mention.
Exactly.
It's really quite awesome to see that you are taking that feedback on and just going, okay, you guys are giving us detailed feedback, and that really does help us to make the Painkiller game that we think you guys should have.
Yeah.
I'm just merrily watching him run around and stake things at the moment.
Oh, this is a nice one. That's the minigun. It shoots the little shurikens.
Shurikens and lightning, yes.
Yeah, shurikens and lightning, that's it.
That was one of the quotes I believe you put on the original, the box. It came from Yahtzee. It's a gun that shoots shurikens and lightning, what more do you want, or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Which is rather good. Listening to the music as well, the music is very heavy. It fits Painkiller.
Well, we first thought we might put in some folk music, American folk, but unfortunately Bob Dylan was too expensive, so we decided we end up with a fucking rock band.
Shania Twain.
Yeah. Sorry?
Shania Twain.
That would be an option, actually, yeah.
Could have been cheaper.
Yeah, definitely.
I can see it just now, running around in the opera house, and all of a sudden just Man, I Feel Like a Woman starts playing.
Oh, that would be absolutely great.
So, was the intention with the music to go, was that bringing into the whole, we want to take Painkiller back original, or was it?
Yes.
Was that something that you thought of when you first started creating it, or was it a case of, did it come later?
You mean the music now?
Yes.
To be very honest, I think with Painkiller, on the one hand, we take the feedback we get very serious, and we take the game very serious. But the message actually is the game itself doesn't take itself so serious, and that's the whole point about it. So we're not saying, oh, we top of the notch technology or nothing. It's just Painkiller. I don't know.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter whether a game is good graphics or is 80 hours long.
Well, we gathered something from the feedback we gathered, especially, I mean, we're going to separate, obviously, between multiplayer and single player. So, in multiplayer, people, for example, pointed out the blood is irritating, which is understandable, because you just want to see the opponent and frag him.
Yeah.
Or her. Sorry, we're living in a open world, and that's the whole point, and we're listening to that, and we're gonna give special tweaks and whatnot to the multiplayer part, which obviously is very much different than in the single player part.
So what kind of sizes can we expect to see in multiplayer games?
At the moment in the beta, we're at 8 maximum amount of players. For example, in a team deathmatch, it's 8 players, or as well as in.
Is that 8 per team or 8 in total?
No, 8 in total.
Okay, so 4v4.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 versus 4 or 8.
8 for regular deathmatch. Yeah.
Exactly, but we have to really test it out. Whether it's working. I mean, we could throw 32 players on one map, which is technically and bandwidth-wise not a problem, but it's not fun really. I mean, you spawn, you're dead. You spawn, you're dead. And I think it should be. I mean, it's for fuck's sake, it's a skill-based shooter, and one we haven't seen in a long time, and that's. We're giving it our best shot.
It's quite interesting to hear you call it a skill-based shooter, because growing up I was always thinking Painkiller it's chaotic. There's so many things coming at you from so many different directions.
In single player.
Yes. Yeah. So to hear you say we that's what we want in single player, but when it comes to multiplayer, we want something that's different, and to try and get both of those things from the same game.
Exactly.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, that's our mission. We put the stakes high, but I think right now we're really we're on track with that. Hang on, I'll pass the mic now to my man Reinhard.
Yeah, I just want to hook on the skill-based gaming stuff, because I think the single-player campaign is also skill-based. Because in the end, in modern shooters, it's all about getting auto heal and running around in free areas and just like hiding from enemies and shooting from some safe place. Yeah, and this is not possible in Painkiller, because you get like locked in a certain area, you get approached from everywhere. So you also need to have some sort of skill in terms of using the bunny hopping right to like avoid enemy attacks, and also to have like in certain areas also the right strategy for getting the ammunition. Because I mean, I'm now playing, I honestly have to say, with infinite ammo. I'm a cheater, yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah, blame me for this. I have no problem. I just don't want to die at demos, yeah. Which I hope you can understand. I want to show you the game. I want to show you some cool stuff, which I hopefully do, yeah. But yeah, and so some encounters are also like, you need to apply some tactics to like get the ammo for a weapon that will help you in a certain area, yeah. And that way it's skill based.
So the word that springs to mind now for me is organized chaos.
Yeah, it's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah,
it's our definition of organization.
that works. It's like, well, it's strategy in the case of don't effing die.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you want to give people a web address or something where they can go and find out more? And
well, find out more. I mean, there are several opportunities, and they're all basically listed on one website, which is www.painkillergame.com.
Okay, and they can find out about the beta and all that stuff. Is there a beta sign up?
No, there is not an exact beta sign up. It's we're dishing out as many keys as we can, but we've been overwhelmed with emails, which of course we're now at Gamescom, so it's difficult for us to reply to them, and I don't want to put in night shifts, to be honest.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for letting us have a look at Painkiller. The song has stopped, so I think that's the perfect time to end it.
But I think we should show you one more thing.
Oh?
What do you think?
Oh? I'm curious. One more thing.
Just a little teaser.
So you're playing with cheats, but you're still doing it on Insomnia.
Yeah.
Up the difficulty.
Oh, but this is a nice level.
This is familiar.
Yeah. This should look familiar to a lot of you
out
there.
That's just some nice
the
eye candy.
sun coming around him that's amazing. I really hope the camera is actually able to show that properly. That's really, really beautiful.
Actually, after you beat the boss, then you have in-game cutscenes in these beautiful locations, and that looks totally mind-blowing. Yeah. So, for example, here I have no ammo. I have to like find the right strategy here, and this is not so easy. Yeah. So it's skill-based.
You've got cheats turned off. You're actually going to die.
No, he won't.
Will he not?
No.
Will it just drop him to 0?
His name is Reinhard. So. Okay.
Oh, he's going.
Yeah,
he's going to run
gone.
away. He's going to run away. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.